Hi everybody, how are you all doing? Oh, I am having a wonderful day. Well, today I'm here to share a very special story with you. But before we get started, I'd like to do a fun breathing exercise with you. Now, this breathing exercise has a little bit of a challenge. Let's see if you can do this. You need to interlock your fingers like this and place your hand like this under your chin. And when you breathe in, your arms have to touch your ears. Yes, can you do that with me? Breathe in. Are your arms touching your ears? Very well. Now breathe out. Arms down. Yes. Now once again, let's breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Very good. And now I'm going to stop saying breathe in and breathe out, and we're going to do this together. And you can pace up a little bit. Wow, look at all of you. You look like lovely birds. Well done, all of you. All right then, it's time for us to start with the story. Any guesses what today's story is about? Did somebody say a bird? Wow, how clever you are. You're absolutely right. Today's story is about a bird. But which one? Let's see. Is the bird here? Can you hear the bird? Caw, caw. Did you hear that? Caw, caw. Did you hear that? Caw, caw. You're right. It's about a crow. Well done. So this story comes from a long time ago. You see, it was a hot summer afternoon. It was so hot that everyone was in their homes. There was one crow who was flying about, caw, 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 looking for water. You see, this crow had been flying and flying and flying for a very long time because it was really very, very thirsty. It looked here and there and everywhere, but it couldn't find water anywhere. The sun was hot and scorching, and the crow was beginning to give up. The crow was getting very tired. For a little while, when the crow felt very tired, absolutely exhausted and drained out from the heat, it went and perched itself on the branch of a tree. And while it sat there and the sun shone with all its brightness, the crow began to feel a little dizzy. Caw! 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 It cawed. And as the crow was beginning to give up, suddenly the crow spotted something. What was it? It was a pitcher, a pot. And what did the crow see in the pitcher? The crow peered and saw its own reflection, which means that there was water in the pitcher. The crow got really excited. Caw, caw! It cawed happily and then swooped down to have a drink of water. The moment the crow reached down, it sat next to the pitcher and put its beak inside. It realized that the water was deep down and the crow couldn't quite reach the water. It was a big, heavy pitcher. The crow tried to peck at it with its beak, But the pitcher was big and heavy and it did not budge. The crow was confused and the sun was scorching. It was getting very hot. The crow was thirsty. Its throat was parched. The crow did not want to give up. It looked here and there and everywhere. It just did not know how to drink the water. It struggled and struggled. It pecked and pecked on the pot, hoping for it to break. But the pot was strong. It pecked and then it put its head inside the pitcher, the pot, but struggled and struggled and struggled. The little crow could not manage to reach the water inside the pitcher. The crow was about to give up when, hey, it saw something. It saw some pebbles. And right there, the crow had a flash, an idea. It quickly went over to the pebbles, picked up one pebble and brought it back into the pitcher and dropped it. The pebble fell into the pitcher and the crow saw that the water moved. The crow was determined to make this work, so it went over again, picked up another pebble in its beak, brought it back and dropped it again. The water moved again. It rippled a little bit. The crow was determined to make this work even more now, so it went over again to the pile of pebbles, picked up yet another one in its beak and brought it back, bloop, and another one, brought it back, bloop. Would you like to do that with the crow? Yes, let's all make our hands into crow beaks and go and pick up a pebble and bring the pebble into the pitcher and drop it. Boop. Did the water move? Yes, it did. Come on, let's do it. Boop. 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 It was tiring work, but the crow knew that it would work. You know why? Because the moment the crow peered into the pitcher now, after having put lots of pebbles, it noticed that the water had come up a little bit. And the crow had some more work to do before the water would reach the brim. So the crow went, come on everybody, help the crow. Bloop, 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 bloop. Has the water risen up? Yes, it has. The crow was so excited. The crow then put its beak into the pitcher and drank a nice cool drink of water. Ah! The crow was so happy. It heaved a sigh of relief. Its throat was not parched anymore. And then the crow patted itself on its back for being so clever and flew off happily. Caw, 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 caw. And that's how the crow saved the day. Ah, that was a wonderful story, wasn't it? So the protagonist of the story, the crow, was quite clever. In fact, he was a critical thinker and problem solver. So many times we too are stuck in difficult situations. What do? Do we give up or do we look for solutions? What would you do if you were in the crow's place? Do you have a better solution? Did you know bird watching or birding means going outside to enjoy watching birds? It's a popular hobby. Someone who does this may be called a bird watcher, but more often a twitcher or birder. People who study birds as a profession are called ornithologists. Learn this and much more in our Stories and Life Skills Development program. Access a detailed lesson plan that has fun discussions, experiments, games and much more. The details to access our LMS are in the description box below.